r/ask Reddit. Cops of Reddit. What's the most outrageous sounding excuse you got that actually turned out to be true? During a search of a person, I pulled out a bag of a sticky dark substance consistent with heroin. The subject had multiple drug priors and is a known heavy heroin user. He immediately tells me it is burnt sugar and he is pissed someone sold it to him. Long story short, when I tested the substance, it did not test positive for heroin. I was the one with the excuse. Forgot my keys at friend's place before going out drinking that night. Get home at 2 a.m. No keys. Only one of our windows didn't have ghetto bars, so I took the screen out and starting pushing, smacking it up. Locks were on the sides only, providing friction. As I'm halfway in, I just feel Wump got tackled into the house. The officer was still outside, holding on to my ankles. I look up and just said, "I'm astonished by your response time. I actually live here. Let me get up, unlock the door, and give you my ID." So I did, and he stares at it for a second, then says sorry and sprints off to look for the person they were actually in the area looking for. Not a cop, but heard it said to one M's go to a woman who has been attacked by her cat. Her injuries were crazy. Covered in blood. Her scalp is literally shredded. Huge lacerations, etc. I know cats are known to do some damage, but the story wasn't fitting and she was so sketchy about anyone going in her house. Adamantly refuses to let anyone inside because she thinks they are going to take away her cat. He didn't mean to. He was just excited by the birds. Her cat was a lynx. I got pulled over for driving to school at 10 a.m. The cop wanted to know why I was skipping school. I explained that our little town's girls basketball team just won state, and since the game was so far away they let us start that day at 10:30 a.m. He followed me all the way to the school so he could ask the principal. I still don't know what was illegal about driving to school at 10 a.m., but he was kind of a douche. No cops are posting in here anyway, so I'll throw my hat into the ring as a defense attorney. Guy pulled over for impaired driving and charged later with AUI. My boss gets the criminal complaint and the guy shows up for his initial appearance and tells her he hadn't been drinking despite horrifically failing the sobriety test. She's literally sitting next to him and he's obviously warted again. Disappointing but not uncommon for alcoholics. The deputies arrest him for bail jumping because he drove himself to court that day, and while out on bail he's not supposed to drink. He adamantly denies drinking. Blood tests come back. He didn't drink. Dude's diabetic without knowing it and naturally got himself drunk because sometimes when it goes untreated, diabetes can cause symptoms that look just like intoxication. Got him some insulin and the charge is dismissed. Cop here. Got a call of a domestic dispute that sounded very heated and a lot of banging was heard. Get to scene and I can hear someone yelling and swearing and brawling. Doesn't sound good at all. Guy answers the door, shirt off and angry, but seems bewildered as to why police had been called. He told me he was building IKEA furniture. Sounds like the most unlikely thing, but we enter, see the new IKEA furniture half set up and no one else is home. Color me surprised. I was driving with my fiance and we went through a roadblock where they checked registration and stuff. And we get to the cops and they ask for our registration. I'm sitting in the passenger seat, so I open up the glove box and right there is a clear, unmarked baggie filled to the brim with catnip. I completely forgot it was there and just froze. Wide-eyed. I turned to look at the cop shining his light through my open window and he's frozen too. just staring at the baggie with this look on his face like really. I just started immediately professing, OMG, I swear to God this is catnip. You can take it and smell it or test it or whatever, like I swear. And at this point it's just so ridiculous that I start cracking up. And the cop takes it and reasonably deduces I'm telling the truth. And he starts laughing and calls his partner over and tells her what happened, and they both just cackled away for a minute and sent us on our way. Me and a friend had the cops called on us for crawling in our friend's window. He was in the bathroom so he couldn't unlock the door, but the porch window happened to be unlocked, so we found our way in. As I was crawling in, I saw a car parked across the street with someone in it and remarked that it must look like we're breaking in. 5 minutes later I hear a knock at the door. Open it and, upon seeing a police officer, yelled back into the house, "Hey, Jimmy, the cops are here." We explained the situation to the cop while we waited for our friend to get out of the bathroom, but I'm not sure he bought it even after Jimmy came out laughing. He gave Jimmy a serious look and asked, "Do you know these individuals? Like, why would someone be all calm and laughing if two strangers had broken into their house?" Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more Reddit content.